In this question, we're asked to rank the electrostatic potential given some distances and charges, with 1 being the lowest electrostatic potential and 4, because there are 4 choices, being the highest electrostatic potential. So electrostatic potential is equal to K Q1, charge 1, Q2 over R. So electrostatic potential depends on 2 things. Essentially the charges of the 2 species and the distance between them, which is R. So here, what we need to remember is the greater the charge, and when you're talking about charges and the magnitude of a charge, you don't really want to consider negative or positive. 0 is no charge. -1 and +1 are 1 charge unit. -2 and +2 are 2 charge units. So you don't want to consider it as negative or positive. You do want to consider it simply as the magnitude of the charge, or the distance from 0, or the absolute value of the charge, however you want to say it. So here, let's look at our choices. So first of all, for our charges, some are -2 and some are -1. -1 charges are going to have a lower electrostatic potential than -2 charges, assuming their distances are relative to each other. So let's look at the two -1s. We have 6 nanometers and 4.1 nanometers. So 6 nanometers, because R is on the bottom, the greater the distance, the less the electrostatic potential. 6 nanometers is going to have a greater a smaller electrostatic potential than 4.1 nanometers. Let's look at our other choices for -2 though before we're sure. 4.1 nanometers and 3.1 nanometers. So 6 nanometers is not only the greatest distance, it's also the least charge. It's only 1 unit away from 0. So therefore, this is going to be the absolute lowest electrostatic potential. If we look at -1, we have 4.1 nanometers, which is a tie with the -2 charge, and is actually a greater distance than 3.1 nanometers for the other -2 charge. So this -1 charge is going to be 2, because it's either the same distance or further away than -2 charges. So if it's the same distance, the greater the charge, the greater the electrostatic potential. In this case, -2 is a greater charge because it's the magnitude of the charge. Now for the two -2 cases, we have 4.1 nanometers and 3.1 nanometers. The further the distance, the lower the electrostatic potential. So this is 3. The closer distance is 4, which is the greatest electrostatic potential.